тебя все устраивает?
Все оттуда. Все с неба дается Господом Богом.
Everything comes from the Lord. So I'm happy with all I have.
Can I ask if you saw Canelo and Kalle plant yesterday, Alexander? So and Kalle plant yesterday, Alexander? So and Kalle plant yesterday, Alexander? So and Kalle plant yesterday, Alexander? Did you watch the press conference with Canelo and Kalle plant?
Да, я видел.
What's good, family? Smash the like button, subscribe, and lick off the bell. So we just saw there your man's Alexander Usyk's manager tweaking hard, yeah, off that crank, off that deep south crank. I heard that before Alexander Usyk's team flew out to the UK, they took a quick trip, yeah, a quick trip to Breaking Bad, no doubt, to get that A1. I said, listen, they rang me and said, YB, can you get any of that A1 crank? I said, listen, I ain't got no links for the crank. But they said, nah, we don't want none of that other stuff. We want the crank. So they flew out to Breaking Bad land, Missouri, some next place in USA to get the A1. Because you best believe, nothing less than the A1 is acceptable for Usyk's team. Yeah, your man there was tweaking. You could see him tweaking. He was hearing things. You hear it. You can see his face. He starts looking for voices. Yeah, I heard that him and Kalle Sauerland was on a mad one 2 nights ago. No doubt. Yeah, they was cranking it all the way up from off the A1 ice they imported. Yeah, no, it's interesting. I did a video talking about how your man's Usyk has Ukrainian mafiosi links. This obviously can now be confirmed because they be doing the import. They be involved in the import-export business of the A1 fire. Apparently, the people involved in the conspiracy are obviously Tommy Fury. Tommy Fury is the #1 clientele. Yeah, Tommy Fury keeps making sure they got good cash supply. He be the one buying all the crank. Yeah, Tommy. This next manager, Don, Usyk's manager, and Kalle Sauerland, they're the main key players in the conspiracy to import crank into the UK. 100% confirmed. That's what the YB investigations have found. Yeah? These are the ringleaders. Because what we know is Kalle, he stay cranked up. Yeah? He off that ice, heavy. People say, oh, YB, you're making it up. What are you talking about? Kalle ain't off the A1. Kalle doesn't stay iced up. What we know is, you man tell me, call me a liar. Have you ever seen some man doing some mad faces like that? I haven't. The only time I've seen them faces is when you've been off, when you're tweaking off to A1. That's it. And if you disagree, anything else, you can let me know what you think it is. Because what we know it ain't. It's like, for example, if there are certain neurological, what would you call it? There are certain neurological, not diseases, you can have certain neurological impairments where people have twitches and stuff. But if you have twitches, you have twitches. I've never seen this man twitching before. So that's not the problem. He tweaking. Yeah? He tweaking, he hearing voices. You heard him turn to the right. Wait, no, he turned to the left, or he turned somewhere anyway. His head turned, he was hearing voices. He was hearing the crank spirits. I'm hearing he was that high, yeah. He was that Timmy too cranked up. Even the crank spirits were speaking to him, yeah. The ice gods were speaking to him, yeah, 100%. The Breaking Bad spirits were speaking to him. And that's why he turns his head listening, because them voices was loud. And this what people say that, oh, it's dangerous. Don't do it, kids. This right here needs to be an advertisement. Yeah, for the kids, for the youth there. Don't touch the A1. A1's no good. A1 gets you to a level where you be interacting with the spirits. Yeah, he was interacting with the spirits. You can see his head. He turned and he listening to them, and then he realizes halfway through that he's still in interview. He realizes halfway through his conversation with the crank spirits that he's having an interview with Coogan IFL TV, and he tunes back in and he goes, "Oh, sorry." he says, "Oh, sorry," like we didn't all just watch him tweaking. Oh yeah, that reminds me, I got to give a big shout out because obviously this video right here was leaked before. This video has now disappeared. You can't find this particular clip. They edited it out of the interview, but obviously one of the YB's insider dons caught their man lacking. Yeah, so we got the tape now. This right here's an exclusive leaked tape. Your man Usyk's manager off tweaking hard on the job. You're supposed to be on the job. The next thing we know, you're turning up with Tommy Fury and Kalle in the club. Wow. Lack of responsibility. What's wrong with these people, man? You had one job. All you got to do is manage. You telling me you couldn't wait until Sunday night? Or Saturday, better yet Saturday night to celebrate? Couldn't wait. You and Kalle. Going all the way off the cliff. Going way too hard in the paint. What's wrong with these people? Always trying to go hard in the paint, ain't they? Kalle looking ass. Yeah? Tweaking looking ass. But now listen, on a serious note, there's no doubt he tweaking, yeah? He tweaked off the crank. 100% confirmed. And if you disagree, what you need to do, don't be mad. I'm sure there's going to be some music fans, "Oh, YB, you're making it up," and "YB, you can't be saying these things." I ain't saying nothing. I'm telling you what it is. And if you disagree, like I said, what you need to do is bring the YB some blood or urine. Do some independent testing of my man's blood and urine, and if so, I'll retract this video. Until then, say no more. Because what we know, he ain't. I can guarantee you right now, my man, he ain't gonna consent to no urine tests. Because he tweaking off the crank heavy. Yeah? Because you don't. What we know is you don't be. He's wigging 100%. No one gets that wiggy, doing all the faces and eyes and whatnot. He all the way. He all the way tweaking. Yeah. He all the way wigging. He wigging hard. I've never seen a man wigging as hard as him in the daytime. That's how you know it's bad. That's how you know my man here is a fiend. Because at least Tommy Fury, to be fair to him, yeah, he's a fiend. Yes, Tommy Fury is #1 fiend. But he was turning up at night time. My man, Usyk's manager, he tweaking in the lights are still on. Yeah, he tweaking in the daytime. During interviews. Wow, he down bad. Yeah, so what we need to do right now is pray for Usyk's manager. Pray he gets help. Because he off that crank. Pray him and Kalle. Maybe they could go together. Maybe they could go to some sort of... What do they call it? Maybe they could both go to some residential. Get some help. Because what we know is... Daytime and you're tweaking. Daytime and you wigging hard. Yeah? Wigging mid-interview. It's not healthy. Get help. Residential for you, man. And obviously, maybe afterwards you can do an interview and we can, you know what I mean, we can kind of talk through it, do some talk therapy, and you can talk. You can tell the people about your experiences off that crank. Yeah, I'm sure you man have got some good stories. Because the way you be wigging, you must have some good stories. No doubt about that. Yeah. So, like I said before, listen, everyone right now, pray for Usyk's manager, pray for Kalle, and always keep their man in your prayers. We know these type of fiends, they be dropping down like flies, so make sure you man keep prayed up for these dons. Yeah? Because my fears right now are, we know that they've got the fight coming up, and I'm worried that, you know what I'm saying, I'm worried that his man's about to get squashed, his man's about to get splatted, and he's gonna go off the deep end again with Kalle. You know, off that crank, 100%. He stay cranked up. So,